Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy out here, CJ the DJ, coming to you live with a brand new episode of Hustle and Burn. As always, man, appreciate y'all tuning in. It is Sunday. Hopefully, everybody had a great week, and hopefully, we can end it off right. You dig? As always, guys, appreciate y'all tuning in. What do we do? Shout out the sponsors, man. Diamond Consulting. For any general contractors out there in the Front Range, Colorado area that may need or utilize subcontractors in any different scope of work, guys, whether it's new builds, remodels, renovations, contact Diamond Consulting. What they have and provide is a fully private network of fully insured, pre-vetted subcontractors looking to grow and scale their companies, aka take on more work. So contact Diamond Consulting today, guys, 720-563-7452. Top of the morning, man. Again, it's Sunday. Hopefully, y'all stay prayed up. Have a blessed week this week. We gonna get right into it with the drink of the week, man. The drink of the week this week, guys, comes from Sierra Nevada. This is a company family-owned, operated, and in specific, argued over, which I liked on the packaging, man. Family-owned, operated, and argued over. I like it, man. But this week, I had the Sierra Nevada Brew Vesa NA, guys. This is their Mexican cerveza style NA, and I gotta be honest, this is hands down the best NA cerveza that I've had, period. The flavor of it has a really nice lime flavor, guys. And it's just a very high quality drink for those that are with me getting into the NAs. Like I said, it's a very big market, man. But this was an absolutely great drink from Sierra Nevada, man. So it gets the drink of the week, Sierra Nevada Brew Vesa, man. Came in a 12-pack, actually. You can get it at your local grocery store. You can also go to Wyatt's Wet Goods if you're in the Longmont area and go get it there. Came in a 12-pack, though. Came with the Mexican cerveza, a golden lager, 2 separate IPAs. So definitely excited to try the IPAs and the golden lager. Haven't checked them out yet. But Sierra Nevada, man, gets the drink of the week for this Brew Vesa. This was top tier. I ain't gonna lie, man. Let's get into the Not For Long League this week, man. This week, guys, Shemar Moore still making waves. And, you know, I kind of brought this up on the pod. And, you know, initially I had actually brought it up in a negative light, right? Like, I was kind of chatting about the way that, you know, a lot of these NIL guys come in and you know, they have these big britches and everything like that. I did mention, obviously, that the Bengals just don't want to sign anyone, but still, I also mentioned the fact that, you know, this kid may just be coming in with too big of a head. But that is clearly not what is going on with Shemar Stewart, I believe it is, I'm sorry. For the Cincinnati Bengals, guys. So this is, again, their first-round draft pick this year, draft pick number 17, I'm sorry. And you know, this was very crazy because now what's come out is the specifics of what exactly is going on, what exactly is being argued over. So what exactly is going on with him, guys, and the Cincinnati Bengals, why this contract is not being signed, what he wants changed in the contract. The verbiage of the contract is specifically basically saying if he makes one mistake, and that could be a team violation, it could be an NFL violation, whatever the case may be. Essentially, if this kid makes one mistake over the course of the 4-year contract, he loses all guaranteed money, not only for the season the violation occurred, but for the entirety of the contract. So essentially saying, let's say you mess up your rookie season and you have a violation that something happens, they deem a violation to this contract. Not only is your guaranteed money gone for the first year, it is now gone for all 4 years. That's bullshit. That is something that is typically not put in contracts, typically not used, and he wants it out of his contract specifically. And the Bengals just are not budging. The Bengals, man, this is becoming one of the biggest stories in the National Football League, man. I am telling you, the way that the Cincinnati Bengals are treating players and doing players, this is becoming one of the biggest stories for a franchise over the last decade. I am telling you. And now the receipts are coming out that it's probably further back than a decade, but this is just crazy. So, you know, again, I had brought it up in a semi-negative light when I first brought it up, but obviously all this kid is saying is, look, take that verbiage that's not typically in anyone's contract out of my contract. Not to say I'm going to make a mistake, right? But still, that's ridiculous to have to lose all the years of your guaranteed money simply for one violation. And again, that's something that they could deem a violation. They could get him a 50-page paper of violations that he can't do, and he has to follow it. Otherwise, he loses all his guaranteed money for this contract that he signed. That's just ridiculous. That's ridiculous. And so now he's not only not signing the contract, he wants that out. Shemar Stewart, guys, has left mandatory minicamp completely. He has left the facilities. For this last month or so, he was showing up. He's having meetings. They're trying to work things out. He's doing media interviews. He has completely left the Cincinnati Bengals facilities. This is done. This is done. It seems like there is potentially going to be no more negotiations in any way, shape, or form between the two sides, potentially. So this is where it gets interesting, because this was something that I found completely wild that came out, is he can actually, a player, anyone, not just him, but a player in this situation, guys, if you get drafted and you do not sign a contract with the team that drafted you, right? You have something like this happen, negotiations are just stalled, you're not signing. He can actually sit out, he can forego his rookie season and actually sit the full year and re-enter the NFL draft next season, guys. So now there's a lot on the plate. Does this kid sit out a full season to not go and be with Cincinnati? I would say so if I were him. I personally, looking at the way that they've been treating certain players, I don't care if they gave T. Higgins money. It took them too long to do it. I don't care if they gave Jamar Chase money. It took them too long to do it, right? Like, we've been seeing this develop in front of our eyes, and as we've mentioned on the pod before, as you go back in history, they don't want to sign these big top-tier guys, right? They usually want to give a lot of money to a quarterback and hope things work out. It just is what it is for Cincinnati. That's what their history has shown, right? So history is just repeating itself in this situation. But now for him, he can sit out and actually wait for the draft next year. So should he sit out? This is a question for you guys. Any of you, message me. If I see you in person, let's chat about it. Should he sit out this full rookie season? Forego this season, enter the draft next season, and see who drafts him next season. Would you do that if you were in this guy's position? Because at the end of the day, again, the Bengals are now the Bengals. We know who the Bengals are. So why would I potentially, if I'm already having to negotiate my rookie deal, imagine in 2-3 years after I'm balling out, I got to end up like a Trey Hendrickson. I got to end up like a Jamar Chase potentially. Like, that's what's, potentially going to happen for this kid. So, in my opinion, I think you sit out this full season and re-enter the draft next season. Period, hands down. That's what I'm thinking if you're in this situation for Shemar, man. But this is just developing into one of the biggest conversations in football for a franchise over the last decade, guys. I'm telling you, the Cincinnati Bengals not wanting to pay their players is potentially going to waste the prime of two of the best players in the NFL in Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. There's potential guys that, because the Bengals don't want to put together the pieces and sign the pieces that they need, and guys like Trey Hendrickson to bolster up your defense and help your offense out by staying off the field, things like that, guys, okay? There's potential for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase essentially to not get anywhere. They've been far, but they haven't gotten over that hump, right? There's potential that these two guys don't get over that hump because they stay with this franchise during the prime of their careers for the next 2 to 4 years. Who knows what they're going to be in 2 to 4 years. They could both get injuries, whatever the case may be. We hope not, but that's what the reality is in the not-for-long league, man. That's why I call it, my pops calls it the not-for-long league, man, at the end of the day, because it ain't for long, realistically speaking, for a lot of guys. So we'll see what happens with the Bengals, man, but this is developing to be a crazy situation. If I'm Shemar, I'm sitting out the full season, man. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it pushing. Another crazy story that really, I guess doesn't have to do fully with the not-for-long league, but former player of the not-for-long league, franchise guy, realistically, Antonio Brown, man. Antonio Brown is wanted for attempted murder this week, and this stems from an Aiden Ross boxing event, which, when he was arrested and everything, or detained, if you will, it was said to be self-defense, as he was detained on the night in question, and he was released. Whatever the location of it was, has a stand your ground law or something like that. But to Antonio Brown's credit, there is video of him being assaulted. Like, these guys tried to jack his chain type shit. yada yada yada, tried to jump him. There's video of him being on the ground, like type shit. You know what I mean? So to his credit, there is video of him being jumped by these guys. So if you didn't hear this story before, now that it's coming out, he's wanted for attempted murder. I know the media is on a smear campaign of like Antonio Brown wanted for attempted murder. Like, all right, bro, I get it, right? Like, I get it at the end of the day, the smear campaign for AB. No one likes AB realistically, especially the way that man be talking crazy. And he's making money off his own kind of platforms and media style that a lot of people in media do not like. So, for AB, again, for those that didn't, see this story before it actually happened, there is video of him being jumped by the individuals he's accused of attempting to murder, right? Like, and that's the bottom line, okay? But, it's kind of where I got confused. I did see a video after the video of him being jumped. I saw a video of Antonio Brown running towards kind of a little bit of a commotion in crowd, and, then the camera pans, you don't see him specifically shoot, but then shots are fired, right? And it seems like AB is the one, obviously, in the situation that did shoot. But if you're running towards someone and then you're firing, is that self-defense in that situation? Again, I'm not too familiar with the whole stand your ground laws and things like that. But it's essentially in that situation like you're kind of hunting them, if you will, right? Like versus the opposite of like I'm trying to defend myself and I'm shooting, standing my ground. You kind of chase after him, maybe. So it may not be, the individuals that actually jumped him, like, because that'd be crazy. Like, all right, they clearly jumped this guy, and now you're trying to say he attempted to murder these guys, or are you trying to say he attempted to murder like a bystander or something like that? I'm curious to see what comes out. Obviously, again, the narrative for his lawyers is going to be to stand your ground. It was self-defense, whatever the case may be. But just crazy to see Antonio Brown making news for something like this. So you got to bring it up on the pod, man. But I wanted to bring up that there is video of him being jumped prior to this, whole commotion and the gunshots being fired, everything like that. He was detained on the night in question. He was released on the night in question. So I'm curious to see kind of what this case is, if it's these individuals that jumped him, that he attempted to murder, or if it's kind of like an innocent bystander potentially sort of situation that they're trying to say because it was a crowded event, whatever, right? We'll see with AB, man. Let's move on from AB and flip it to AR, man. Anthony Richardson, this is another story that I'm going to highlight this week for everybody because it was, something to keep on the radar for me. Anthony Richardson has just been a real story in the NFL because the kid is so athletic, but he's just clearly not an NFL quarterback. And I think he was an experiment, but he has clearly shown that no matter how much athleticism you have, you must have certain quarterback tendencies and quarterback IQ level things that you can do. Not only with yourself and your body, but with the offense entirely and just the system of a team and a franchise entirely, if you are the quote-unquote franchise quarterback that Anthony Richardson, is set to be. So, I just think this story is not getting enough attention. I think it will start to gain some attention as the season draws closer, but the season is, basically at this point 45 days away from preseason kicking off. Anthony Richardson, guys, has already taken limited snaps in OTAs due to a shoulder injury. He already has massive amounts of ice going on there, and just not doing, again, what a franchise quarterback should be doing coming off a postseason, right? Like, you're coming off a postseason where you got time to rest. You got time to rest up your body. Now you're in mandatory mini camps. You're already taking limited snaps due to a shoulder issue that you're dealing with. You're already walking around the sidelines with massive amounts of ice packs sitting on your shoulders, icing your shoulders, man. It's day 4, right? Like, it's day 4 of mini camps, my guy. We ain't even like full blast pads on type shit. What are we doing? What are we doing? So if you're the Colts, man, in this situation, what I'm going to say on this, guys, is keep an eye on Kirk Cousins being on the move to Indiana. That's something that I could really, really see happening right now. Indiana does have Daniel Jones to back up Anthony Richardson. But, and with that being said, with Daniel Jones being the backup, the Colts are showing why you oftentimes should not put all your eggs in one basket. Not put all your eggs in one basket on one specific quarterback, let's say, but on different. This is why, guys, you see in the NFL so much that a lot of times teams are very cautious to go with a new playing style type of player. That's why a lot of teams were so cautious to draft Lamar Jackson, because it was a playing style and an athleticism that kind of hadn't been seen. And this is why you see teams being so hesitant, and why you can see sometimes a player like Lamar falling so far back, is because it's either going to be great like it is for Lamar Jackson and the Ravens, or it's going to be absolutely awful like it is for Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts. Because this player is either going to be this athletic guy that has just enough IQ to be able to make some plays and win us some games, kind of like Lamar's doing. But has Lamar gotten it done? I don't know, right? He hasn't quite yet. But he has won MVPs, things like that. But is he going to be like that? Or is he going to be like AR, where he's athletic, but he does too much? He puts his body on the line too much. It causes him injuries. He's now in year, 3? Like, at this point, if you're the Colts, again, I'm saying, keep an eye on Kirk Cousins, man. He's sitting behind Penix down in Atlanta. He has said that he wants to play. He's got a mega contract. If the Colts can somehow work that out, man, that may be all that they're able to do. But this is why, again, you see a lot of teams being hesitant to put all their eggs in one basket on a new type of player. Anthony Richardson is a different type of quarterback build than any quarterback in the NFL. Go look up his build. The guy is different, bro. He makes plays. He's athletic as hell. But again, is he an NFL quarterback? And that's what the difference is between him and a lot of these guys. He just doesn't seem to be an NFL quarterback, right? So Anthony Richardson, at this point, he hasn't lived up to the hype. We're heading into, again, what I believe to be year 3 for him. And so you're going to have to re-sign him or release him, realistically. And if he's playing so bad that you already know the answer, or as the Colts you have questions on if you want to re-sign him, then you have your answer already. And I'm already looking for a trade to try and fill his gap. I need to fill his gap as next to immediately as possible. Because the reality is we don't know how long we're going to have this guy. Anthony Richardson could come out week 1, guys, and this shoulder injury flares up. It's a Derek Carr situation. He needs surgery, and boom, he's gone for the season, right? He's contemplating retirement. You never freaking know, right? Like, that's the reality of this situation. So if I'm the Colts, I'm already looking for a trade because, look, the reality is for them, they have Michael Pittman, right? That's arguably the best receiver that they've had in the last couple of years. He has 1 year until he's up for renegotiation, okay? And right now he's on a very small time contract for the type of player and the production that he's giving. So he's going to be wanting a bigger contract. Michael Pittman, that's in 1 year. Jonathan Taylor, your top running back, has 1 year left until he's up for renegotiation, and he's going to want a deal. That's now 2 players on the team, 2 top producers on your team that within the next year are going to be looking to renegotiate and want a new contract, obviously. You have Alec Pierce, who's a young wide receiver. He's produced over the last 1 to 2 seasons for you. Trust me, I've seen it in fantasy, even though he's streaky. He will be an unrestricted free agent in 1 year. That's now 3 players. And then you flip and you have Josh Downs, who's arguably potentially better than Michael Pittman, but they're in kind of a battle for the number 1, number 2 wide receiver position on the team. He is going to be eligible for a contract or to leave in when? 1 year. So you have 4 top producers on your offense within the next 1 year that are going to be leaving if you're the Colts. Okay, potentially leaving, I should say. They're going to be up for renegotiation, right? Like, their contracts are all coming up for renewal. They're either going to be unrestricted or they're going to be at least looking to renegotiate their rookie deals, whatever the case may be, right? You guys know how it works. So that's 4 top producers on your offense that you are potentially going to lose, and you're betting essentially to lose Anthony Richardson, not only due to injury or something like that, but to lose all of these guys due to your team just not being able to do anything. You guys didn't make the playoffs last year. The year before you did, but this last season you didn't, okay? And so if you continue to fall off, guys like Michael Pittman, that's where you kind of see, obviously, if guys are about money or if they're about winning and trying to push for championships. Because guys like Michael Pittman, Jonathan Taylor, Alec Pierce, Josh Downs, they are quality players. They are quality players, but they need a quarterback that's going to be consistent. They haven't even been able to really gel with Anthony Richardson because of the amount of injuries that he's gotten. right, over the course of his few-year career. So the reality is for the Colts, again, I'm looking to make this season a power season. If you want a shot at renegotiating with any of the players that I just mentioned, and I think the only way to do that is if you go after a quarterback. So expect the Colts guys to be in the quarterback for some new faces this season. They could potentially even look at moving some of the guys that I just mentioned. It depends what they want to do. But again, they were in a rebuild. They drafted Anthony Richardson thinking he's going to be the franchise guy. And now 3 years later, are you just going to blow everything up and start a new rebuild, brand new? I don't know, man. I think at this point, you try and bring in a veteran quarterback potentially, even though it's Kirk Cousins, even though he has a massive contract. They're going to be able to work it out to where Atlanta potentially takes 50% of that massive contract, and they only have to pay 50%. Potentially that's a better deal, man. Who knows, right? But this is something that's brewing and to keep an eye on, man. Keep an eye on the Colts. Most definitely being in the mix to bring in some new faces at this point. Because, you know, I just personally can never understand when a team's like, we can do our best in this season and prepare for next season. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's similar to like what I think Kellen Moore and the Saints are doing at this point. Like, oh, you know, we'll just stick with these quarterbacks and we'll figure it out this season and we'll look forward to next season. Like, I just don't get it when you have that situation as an organization. Like, I get it. You're still going to generate billions in revenue, right? Like, I get that aspect of it, but it's like the Colts this season. Are you not looking to improve, right? Because it's like the Saints with Carr. We spoke on it. Like, you're not even looking for a quarterback after Derek Carr has this shoulder injury, after Derek Carr announces his retirement. Like, you're not going to look for a quarterback or anything. You're just going to let these, you know, basic quarterbacks that you have on the roster battle it out. For Anthony Richardson, you're just essentially going to let him battle it out with Daniel Jones, bro, and hope that you guys can make something shake after you've taken a step down from where you were 2 seasons ago. And we'll see, man. We'll see with the Colts, bro. But, you know, this is just, for me, again, guys, something that's brewing. Keep an eye on the Colts, looking to bring in some new faces, potentially trade some pieces, but the biggest thing for them is going to be a quarterback, man. Keep an eye on Shadorski potentially. Who knows, man? Moving up that depth chart. You see Shador moving from QB4 to QB number 2, man. Shout out to him putting in that work. Y'all know I said the kid works harder than a lot of players, and especially right now, he's having to work double, quadruple, triple OT. But good thing it's untaxed, you feel me? Let's keep it going, man. This is just a quick NFL news, final NFL news of the week, man. Travis Kelce, I thought this was interesting. He exposed that not only do NFL players be hustling, man, but 70 to 90% of them during the off season also be burning, man. So the NFL players be hustling and burning, man, especially in the off season. Hustle and burn, baby. It ain't no better life. You feel me? I just want to bring that up because I was just thinking how crazy that was, man. 70 to 90% was Travis Kelce's estimation. I'm sure Travis Kelce himself definitely does. He's definitely catching a drug test in the next week or so, which is hilarious. But yeah, man, the NFL players be hustling and burning, man. It's no better life, man. It's no better feeling, man. We just have it, okay? We don't know how to explain it. We just have it, man. Make sure you have it. What you got to do, baby. Let's get some music, man. Some music news this week I wanted to chat about on the pod for y'all. Bring up. This was crazy to me as well. Was Lil Durk, man. We've chatted about his trial. He's locked up, looking at life in prison, without the potential for parole or anything like that. The feds told Durk, guys, because they denied his motion for bond again. The feds told Durk, guys, to basically get out. He will have to forfeit his entire net worth and give up rights to his entire music catalog, or as they said, intellectual property. So I thought this was super interesting. Like, they're asking him to forfeit his entire net worth and essentially give up his intellectual property, was the verbiage that was used, guys, in specific. This is crazy to me. Okay, so I'm like, why the fuck are we using intellectual property? Why is that even being involved in a murder for hire case? That makes no sense to me. How can that verbiage even be used in a court of law, right? Like, we want your intellectual property. Like, I just don't get that. What I'm guessing that means is like his music catalog. Maybe he potentially has to agree to not release music. I just don't know, man. It's just crazy verbiage. to be being used in a murder for hire case in a court of law, right? Like, now, with that being said, with how crazy that is, right? If you are Durk, man, if you are Durk, again, we've said it, he's looking at life in prison, potentially, okay? After he allegedly hired some guys to go kill Quando Rondo, and they actually got Quando Rondo's cousin or homeboy, whatever the case may have been. If I'm Durk, if you want to be home, if I'm Durk, and I ain't a killer, if I'm Durk and I'm trying to feed my family, I'm giving up my fucking net worth. I'm giving up my net worth, and we can go through what the intellectual property is. If it's my music, if I can't do music or some shit, fuck it. Fuck it, I'm coming home. I'm giving up my net worth. Fuck it, I'm coming home, bro. You already know there's certain shit that's already in wifey's name. You already know there's certain shit that's already in people's name. Like I saw people I saw people online like, oh, just put everything in your mom's name and you'll be fine. Like, obviously it's too late for that, you dumb fucks. Like, he's in federal custody. They're monitoring that sort of thing. There's no option for him to be able to move things around at this point. But in my opinion, if you again aren't a killer, if you again want to be home, if you again want to get back to trying to feed your family, even if you can come home and you cannot do music, bro, there's already assets that are, I'm guessing, in his wife India's name. There's already assets that are in his family's name. And not only that, but he has the name. He's Lil Durk. So even if you can't do music, let's say, depending again on what this intellectual property verbiage is, that's why I'm bringing this up and why it was so crazy for me, guys, to hear that, was what is intellectual, like, what are they even saying in that sort of situation, right? Like, I'm guessing, again, it's the music catalog, can't do music, like, can't speak on the case, whatever it may be. But he has the industry connects at this point. He has the name, he has the image. So he may be on house arrest, but he can still do things to make money. He can still do an interview from his home to be able to make himself money. What is intellectual property? But if I'm Durk and there's something that I can do to make money while being on house arrest and I can still make money, I'm forfeiting my net worth and I'm coming home because my wife already has a net worth herself. She's my wife. We've already been buying assets for a decade strong. I've been in this shit. As long as he did it right. Again, like, you know, I ain't pocket watching Lil Durk and knowing what he got and what he doesn't got. But again, if I'm just thinking logically and any of these guys move with any sort of brain, like, I'm guessing he has certain assets already in his wife's name. He has certain assets already in his family's name, stuff like that. So we'll see, man. But it was very interesting for me just to hear the intellectual property comment being made, and that was specifically directly, guys, that comment of you'll have to forfeit your net worth and intellectual property was specifically from the judge directly who said that. So I'm very interested to see, as more kind of unfolds in this case, what they mean by that, if that comes out. But at this point, again, if I'm Durk, I'm giving up my net worth to come home, especially if I'm looking at life in prison. Let's say I'm looking at life in prison. At least I can come home for a month or two before trial, or whatever the case may be before trial, and be with my family. Because if I lose, I'm gone for life, son. So I'm giving up the net worth. I'm giving up whatever intellectual property you're speaking on. As long as I can go home, be on house arrest, and make money. Like, that'd be the one stipulation, is like, I'll give you my net worth, but are you telling me I can't try and generate money or revenue for my family? That'd be kind of crazy. They may not let him. Who knows, bro? Again, that's why that intellectual property comment is so interesting. But I just wanted to bring that up, man, because this Lil Durk case is just getting crazier and crazier. They've been upping the amounts, but the judge point blank came out this week and said, stop upping the amount by a little bit. The bottom line is you're going to have to offer up your entire net worth and intellectual property if you want to get out of jail. Period. Durk says he's a Muslim man. He's a changed man. He's been on the alhamdulillah stuff, right? Like, so at the end of the day, man, give up your net worth. Come home. Be with your family. That's what you are. That's what you say you want to be as a family man. Come do that before you go to trial, my boy. That's just my opinion, man. Let's keep it pushing with the music. This week, guys, we got Drake. Drake, man, he is reportedly working on a new album called Ice Man. And it's being reported that this album already, guys, contains a quote-unquote bomb on it, okay? And many fans after that came out were speculating that that meant that it was a new diss to Kendrick Lamar. That's what the bomb was. But Sorry. Now, I apologize. I just got thrown off track. Again, many fans were speculating that it was, a new disc. That's what the bomb was of this. And no, what it is per the source, which is Maul from Rory and Maul and their pod, those guys, which is a great listen, I will say, for any music fans. It isn't a diss to Kendrick Lamar. It is a track apparently that is so clearly meant to be a number one track that there is nothing anyone can do about it. Similar to the Somebody Who Loves Me song that's going off right now off the previous album from Drake and P&D. You're not getting people to stop liking that song to go. At the end of the day, Kai and Drake are doing the video to that whole track, doing a stream for it, and that album as a whole is still growing in numbers, still growing in streams and everything like that. So, you're not going to see a song, and apparently, because again, we've mentioned it, Drake is one hit song, guys. Right now, he is tied with Michael Jackson for the most number one songs ever. Okay. So for those that thought Drake's career was over and everything like that, Drake is one number one song away from passing Michael Jackson for the most number ones ever and really cementing himself as the greatest of all time. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. Okay. And so with this quote unquote bomb that's coming, apparently what it's going to be is a track that's so clearly meant to be a number one song that there's going to be nothing anyone can do about it. And they believe it is going to be the number one song that puts him over Michael Jackson for the most number ones ever, man. So Drake, we'll see, man. Drake is funny enough, in my opinion, the only artist that's so consistent that he doesn't even need an album rollout, which is so crazy. All he has to do is like these little leaks and shit to certain people. Like, he doesn't need an album rollout ever, bro. His album rollout be using previous hype from his hit records and shit. Like, Drake is going to continue his hype by doing this stream with Kai, by doing the Somebody Who Loves Me video in the way that, in the format that he's doing it. Because again, he keeps up with the new trends and what's going on, like I've been mentioning, right? So, it's just funny to me that he doesn't need an album rollout. His rollout is just the hype from his previous records and everything like that. A lot of people you'll see be doing hella interviews. What did I say about Aaron Rodgers? How did I know Aaron Rodgers was going to be announcing something soon? He's going on 3, 4, 5 different platforms in a week's time. He's clearly on a media tour. People do that as rollouts, right? For any of those people that out there that are listening that don't pay attention to stuff like that, okay? Those sort of things are rollouts. So a lot of people do these rollouts with interviews and stuff like that. Drake doesn't do that. He drops a date and the hype is already there off every move that he makes, right? And then those 2 to 4 weeks, everyone has to move off that release date because they know Drake's just gonna go crazy. It is what it is. Drake is literally Drake is what Big X the Plug called himself. The biggest, the largest. Like that Drake is the largest, man. Drake is the GOAT. So we'll see. We'll see, man. As Iceman nears, apparently it's supposed to come this summer. Drake, he always on time and haven't really had any music news announced other than Gunna dropping on 6/13. Y'all know I've been begging for a new Gunna album. He did just drop a new track. It's got 1.5 million views in less than 24 hours. Gunna is so on point, man. So go listen to that new Gunna track that just got released. New album coming out from Gunna very, very soon, man. And in my opinion, if Gunna announces a release date for his album, you're probably going to see a Young Thug album on that exact date or near that exact date. Young Thug's album, Oi Scuddy, will probably drop on that exact date or near to rival Gunna. Obviously, you know what Thug's going to try and do. He's going to step on everything that he can in that situation, man. But no investment rap of the week for y'all, man. No investment rap of the week. Just coming to y'all really with another kind of quick message, man. As we continue, doing what we need to do to grow and progress and just continue, man. We all here, we experiencing it. But really this week, the message I wanted to come out and just give to y'all was that nobody, man, is coming to save you. Nobody at all, guys, is coming to save you. Nobody is going to save you from that bad situation, from that bad life, from the life that you're living that you dislike, bro. And if you know you're being a stand-up person, you're doing everything right, and certain things just aren't working the way that you anticipated them to work out, or whatever the case may be, just keep fucking going, dog. Like, just keep fucking going, dog. And Y'all know that I talk to y'all when I say these sort of things, but I'm also talking to myself, man. Just keep fucking going, bro. Nobody's coming to save you at the end of the day, man. Nobody's coming to give you the secret formula to be happy. Nobody's coming to give you the secret formula to be successful, fam. Just keep going, bruh. Like I said last week, the difference between certain people and successful people, I should say, and non-successful people from successful people's mouths is that they just didn't give up. So, you know, on top of not giving up, just know nobody is coming to save you, bro. Nobody is coming to save you. And the quicker you can get that through your brain and understand that and digest that, because it is a hard pill to swallow a lot of times, the better off you're going to be. And you could look for alternative routes to assist yourself. But nobody is coming to save you. This shit is going to suck, bro. This shit is going to suck. That's why if you really chose this path, and y'all know the path that I mean, where y'all know the path that I'm talking about when I say if you chose this path of really there's no excuses. I am going to be the best me that I can be at all times. If you chose that path and you're really serious about developing and progressing to, you know, become a successful person, and again, everyone has their own version of success in their mind and what they want. Some are there, some aren't there, some are progressing towards it, some aren't, some are stagnant, whatever the case may be. But if you really chose the path, man, of, you know, no excuses, success is the only option for me, just understand that nobody is coming to save you. And in those hard times, that's when you learn really who you are. That's really when you learn who you are, is in those times, man. And I think along with, you know, continuing to do all that, to tail off that, it's about winning the battle with yourself. And understanding that nobody is coming to save you is a part of that of winning that battle with yourself. And what I mean by winning that battle with yourself, guys, is a lot of times what we don't understand is we're trying to go out and chase certain things. I need to push this weight in the gym, right? I need to push this amount of weight in the gym, or I need to eat this amount today or not eat this amount today. Certain things like that. We're pushing for those things, okay? But what we don't even do is we're not even winning the battle with ourselves, okay? That voice in your head that says, nah, put the alarm on snooze. You can sleep for another 10 to 20 minutes. That voice that says, don't go talk to your boss about more pay or a promotion that you're looking at, or something that you think you're doing that has gone unnoticed, whatever the case may be, right? That's the thing, guys, that's actually keeping you smaller than what you want to be. That's the thing that if you start to defeat that will propel you to that next level, bro. Because again, it's like, it's about winning that battle with yourself. Nobody's coming to save you. So what you have to do is win those little battles. These little battles happen every day, guys. Whether it's just as simple as a negative thought crossing your mind and being like, no, we're not thinking like that, right? Like, it sounds so corny, man, right? But you have to win every single battle with that voice in your head, your conscience, whatever you want to call it. Everyone knows what I mean. And everyone has that, right? And because nobody's coming to save you guys, and along the narrative of just keep going, this shit sucks, but just keep going. With that narrative is understand that not all of the battles are going to be outside. This is something that I saw this week that I really wanted to put up, and I'm glad that I'm bringing it up, was like, when you hear the quote unquote term of lock in, bro, lock in. It's in, bro. It's in. You're locking in with yourself. That's what that means, bro. It's not about locking in and going to the gym 6 times a week instead of 4 times a week, bro. It's about locking in here and understanding potentially what you're doing those 4 times a week that you're in the gym that you could be doing better, to make those 4 times a week in the gym a lot more progressive for you and a lot more beneficial, right? That's defeating yourself. That's overcoming an obstacle internally. That's locking in. Sorry. I said sorry to my own mic. I'm crying right now. Hustle and burn. I'm so weak, bro. But it's like, yo, like, and I think, again, for a lot of us to get to the level that we want to reach, there's going to be thousands of those situations, bro, because again, it happens daily. It's as simple as, nah, man, hit the snooze button. You can sleep for another 10, 15 minutes. Nah, we're not. So it's like, you just got to lock in, bro. and understand nobody is coming to save you. And just keep progressing. Like, have the mindset of, I ain't quitting no more. Just give me some more. That's a quote I really fuck with from a Meek Mill song. I ain't quitting no more. I'm like, give me some more. Like, bruh, I ain't quitting no more, bruh. Give me some more. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, I want it all. I want it all, son. I want it all. I don't give a fuck. If his blessings keep raining them down, son. If his blessings keep raining them down, I love them. I'm going to catch them. I'm going to be grateful for every single one. If it's lessons that you sending down that are bad, fuck it, send them all. I'm going to love every lesson you send me. I'm going to utilize it. I'm going to be thankful and grateful for it, just like I was for the blessings, man. Keep going. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to save you, bro. And you got to lock in. You got to overcome and defeat yourself, man, before you can defeat all these fucking obstacles that are being thrown at you and that are going to be thrown at you, bro. That's part of one of the prayers that I do, is like, please grant me the strength to overcome the obstacles I know will be thrown my way. You know this shit is coming your way, bro. If you don't, you're naive, right? Like, so why even get frustrated? Like, that's why it's, again, about defeating that inner self, man. And you know, again, when you're 30 to 40, when you're 50, do you want to look back and think about these little moments that you could have done something better when you were in your teens, 20s, right? Like, at the end of the day. So that's kind of the point that I'm at, is like, give it all to me, bro. Give it all to me. I'm here for it. I'm here for every freaking thing, because I'm going to get everything I want. Like, because I'm not going to allow it not to, right? Like, that's just what it is. And that energy just keeps me going. And if you develop that energy, you develop that strength to start defeating yourself on these little things, man, you're going to progress. You're going to be happier. You're just going to see that, you know, certain things aren't as serious as you may take them. Certain things, as you develop new passions, it may ease anxiety in these certain aspects and areas of your life. You never fucking know. So you just got to go and keep doing it, man. Just keep fucking fighting, man. Nobody is coming to save you. And the biggest battle to overcome every day isn't with the world around you. It's in here. And in here, in your heart, obviously in your mind, man. If you can overcome the obstacles and you can win that battle, man, I'm telling you, the shit that's out here is just easy work. Because all of this out here, all of what we're doing is just a manifestation of what's in here, bro. I promise you. Right? Like, and again, I've been working on some stuff for y'all. I got some dope stuff just behind the scenes, man, that I'm working on for y'all, that I'm very excited for y'all to see, to just understand what I'm talking about even more in depth and intricately, so you can actually see it firsthand. And just understanding that, you know, again, you got to have it, man. And that's something that I'm going to be mentioning a lot, man. So keep an eye on it. But you got to have it, man. You got to have, you know, that internal toughness. You got to have some form of an inner torch within yourself that you gotta get some form of spark, man. And you got to be able to use that to overcome certain obstacles and everything that's going on, man. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I have so much to be thankful for. Obviously, I have so much more that's on the way, honestly, to keep me blessed beyond my wildest imaginations. And I hope y'all choose to do the same thing in your respective lives, because I think, you know, again, as I've been mentioning, is a lot of people just settle, man. A lot of people just settle, or they give up, or they just stop. And that's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. Whatever your version of success is, you're never going to reach it if you stop. And that's the bottom line. So lock in with yourself. Keep going, man. Don't stop. And start defeating and winning the little battles with yourself. You are not going to be able to defeat the outside world if you can't win the battle in here and in here, man. Y'all know how we do. This has been an episode of Hustle and Burn. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Happy Sunday, man. Have a great week. We out.